Welcome back to MK Quilts. So it's a Friday afternoon. The boys are in the house. We got Mr. MK. We got Samson fresh off a groom just the other day. He's looking cute. And we have some things to share with you today, both of us. So I'm going to do my list first. And then Mr. MK is going to talk about the post that he put up on the Sim group the other day and blew up the feed. In a good way, All right, so let me cover my things first, and then we'll bring Mr. MK in here to finish it out today. All right, so the first thing is I want to say thank yous from last week. So my sales that I had on my video rentals was so very well received. I am so glad that many more of you picked up the videos. You got a little bit of a discount on that. And I have been hearing, again, nothing but positive and good feedback on that. So thank you for all your business and for the sales. If you have any questions, of course, you can just reach out to us. All right? Okay, again, my webinar last week was really fun. Again, well received. A lot of you attended that, and we were able to just go ahead and do some editing on that and get that up on YouTube. So just go ahead, grab some popcorn on that one because it's kind of long. But again, that's just kind of a sneak peek into my rental program and classes, and it's just, you know, you can get a little bit of a taste of how I handle teaching from within simulation. All right, so check that out up on YouTube. All right, so just about 30 minutes ago, before I hopped on here, I had a discovery while I was working on a layout today inside a simulation. So I hope you caught that post, and I hope that you'll try it and that you were excited about it as I was. So basically, when you are resizing something, when I'm working in simulation, I do work on a couple of screens that are touchscreen. But when I'm doing layout and rendering, I'm usually using a mouse and a keyboard and doing all of my work like that. Well, today, when I resized something, I touched the keyboard, the space bar, for whatever reason. I don't know why I touched it. And I realized that the space bar does the resizing. So if you click the resize plus button in ProStitcher Simulation, and then you click the space bar, it'll continue to resize your design. If you click the minus button and then click the space bar, then it continues to reduce the design. So that was a huge discovery for me. You know, like I say, I work with a mouse mostly, but even sometimes, you know, my hand gets tired over there. The mouse doesn't react as quickly as I want to. And so if I can just use that new discovery with the space bar, it's going to make my life a whole lot faster and simpler. So very excited about that. That was just like an oops, and I love it. All right, so the other thing that I want to let you know is that I haven't mentioned this in a few weeks, but I promise that I am going to be nailing down my travels for after the first of the year. And I have a ton of stuff planned. I don't have airline tickets yet. I don't have, you know, I have loose dates and places. Okay, I just don't have all the specifics. So let's go through them again really quickly. In January, I do plan to be in Southern California, so watch for that one. At the end of, let's see, I might tag on Las Vegas in January too. Okay, so then at the end of April, perhaps Tulsa, Oklahoma. Sometime in May, perhaps Franklin, North Carolina. Let's see. I'm trying to work out a trip to Minnesota in there too. And then in March, I just signed the contract. She has yet to sign it and send it back to me. But I am just like this close to nailing down specifics to be up in Liberty, Missouri with Angela Walters at Quilting is My Therapy. Oh, I'm so excited about that. Really excited about that. And then who knows from there where else I'll be. But that's what I've got cooking, so stay tuned. And if I am in a city near you, I hope that we can work it out and you can come and take some simulation training with me. Okay. I am just now going to go ahead and switch gears a little bit, and we're going to talk some tech this afternoon because Mr. MK is in the house, and he has been working on this utility, a copy and organizational utility, I guess we'll call it. I don't know. For me personally, I have been doing this so long with ProStitcher, and I have amassed so many designs that I kind of have a plan for storage and backup and how I get those designs from my tablet to my computer and back and forth and that type of thing. But you know, the typical user may not be that familiar with the whole file management utility or the file management realm, and we have been thinking about making this somewhat easier for you guys. Okay, so Mr. MK, come on in here. He's holding Samson because unless we hold Samson, Samson's just going to bother us. So Samson, say hi, everybody.
Hi,
okay,
everybody.
All right. So Mr. MK has developed, and it's almost basically there, ready to be released. But it's his brainchild.
Magic.
It's his brainchild for us to be able to use to sync our designs from the tablet to our computer and back and forth. Now, he asked me to speak a little bit about how I use my designs and how I use flash drives. So I have like 6 different flash drives that I use. So I have one that I primarily use for Pantos. I have one that I primarily use when I teach. I have one that I use that kind of has about 90% of what I own on it. And then just a couple other ones that I can take back and forth when I am working on a quilt. Yes.
So what happens if you lose one of those?
Oh, okay. So Mr. MK is a backup guy. I know this is what he's talking about. If I lose one of these, I'm never really that concerned because I have backups of all of this on my computer. Okay,
And how do you do that?
How do I do that? I rely on him to do that.
Well, you copy that from using the File Explorer.
Yes.
You understand
Yes.
file management.
Yes.
And this is not for people who are good at making sure they have copies and moving things
Yes.
around, but a lot of people that I've supported are like, well, where do I store the files? Where are they? And they get a little confused.
Yeah, it can be overwhelming, and if you're not familiar with it, like Mr. MK said, you can go onto the internet and buy something, and then later you can be like, I have no idea what I just did. I have no idea where it is. And it's frustrating, okay? So I am going to, let's see, Paul, where is the magic flash drive?
I have the magic flash drive.
Okay, so Paul has developed this little program so that you can take a flash drive and sync it with your tablet, grab your designs library off your tablet, and be able to take that back and forth to your computer. Okay, so you're gonna do the camera? Okay. Get the camera? You wanna bring it in here a little closer? Okay, sorry, we didn't practice all this part ahead of time. Okay.
All right.
So this may not be exactly as easy for you to see as we would hope, but I'm going to go ahead and put this flash drive in Mxfinity.
Okay, there is a web page on her website that has screenshots and a lot of the information we're going to share today. It's not officially released though. We'll cover that here a little in the future.
Whew, that was hard to see up under there. Okay, so the first thing is you put in this flash drive with the program that's loaded on the flash drive, and it brings up a file manager screen. We have found that it works best to use a little stylus. We have one here. Okay, there's a command on here that says run me. That's pretty simple, right? Did I get it?
You got to double tap it in the screen.
Double tap. Okay, there we go. Okay, it says this program syncs the designs folder on the USB with the designs folder on the attached computer. Please see MK Quilts for more information. Okay, we're going to hit OK. All right, Mr. MK, what's it doing right now?
All right, so now it's running and it's giving some technical information that I just give there so I can see that it's doing what it's supposed to. In the final product, I'll limit what gets put out there. But what it's doing is you can see it gets the drive letter of the USB, checks for a network. It's going, okay, ProStitcher's loaded. We don't want to do this on a laptop that doesn't have ProStitcher on it. It does some other checks, and then it starts going and it starts looking at what is on the tablet here and what is on the USB key. And anything it finds that isn't on one, it will copy from the other. So at the end, your designs folder on your C drive on your tablet and on your, in this case it's the D drive, which is the USB key, will contain the same information. So it's literally a sync. Now if you go to the website, I talk about future features and things, but what normally how I see this being used for a lot of the newbie users is that they're going to, hello, I like to talk with my hand. Okay, is that they can actually just work off the USB stick, which this is running here, and you can see that it's detecting some files. It's just giving me some feedback. At the end, it'll say it's complete. One thing I like to show here is that when you're going for your designs, the only difference here when you go open is that in your designs folder you can work off of here, or you can work off of your USB drive designs folder. Oops, double tap. And they'll contain the same information. So if you store a file in either of those, you'll know that you're going to get a backup copy of it to the USB drive, and when you take it to your laptop for simulator, it will do the same process there as well, so that you always have your files. Would you like to say something?
Phew. Okay, yes, I would like to say something. So Mr. MK is planning to do a couple of webinars next week, right, hon?
Yeah, this coming week and weekend. I've got to see how scheduling works out.
All right, so basically, you guys, here's kind of always been this is just my personal preference. I don't like to put a lot of extra designs on my actual tablet. I kind of like to keep that clean and just work from my USB sticks. But you know, you don't necessarily have to handle it that way. You can start building designs kind of in a central location and use this utility to kind of keep it synced up. Now, there may be some of you out there that have so many that just doing this type of thing, syncing back and forth, is maybe not exactly what you want, but I have a sneaking suspicion that those of you who have that many are probably doing some other file management plan. You've been doing that, and so maybe this is just a little something extra, and especially for those people who just, you know, they just are at that point where they're updating to premium, they're maybe just loading the simulation product, and they need to get those designs library onto their laptop or their other whatever device they're using so that they can use simulation and use the designs that come with the ProStitcher. So that's probably the main thing, is to just be able to get those from one place to the other. If you want to use the tool to sync other things that you've purchased and whatnot, that's completely up to you. All right, so much more about this. I'm super proud of MK, or Mr. MK, for doing this, for thinking of it, for spending his time and giving us his expertise to do this. And I'm hoping that it will be really, really helpful for many of you. We're trying to keep it really simple. Oops.
Sammy and I have one more thing to say that we've been working on as well. We have just uploaded an update to the best practices for Panto's premium video. Added another almost 30 minutes. Melissa isn't short. She likes to talk a lot, but she found something new, and we don't charge people that have already rented that video. So if you've already seen it, you can go and watch it again and just jump to hour 235 and start watching what's been added. So I've enhanced and put a little pretty stuff at the front, which we didn't do when we originally made these videos. But here again, it's just another way of adding value. Once you buy it, it's yours. But Melissa's put in some extra time. For 3 years,
right? We talked about that a while back, that the rental content on my site is good for when you rent it for 3 years, okay? And then, you know, after that, who knows? I hopefully have more new and exciting stuff coming down the pipe. Okay, so I guess that's it for today. Let's go ahead and end like we always do. I'll show you what's on the frame over here. This one is just a super, super cool quilt. It's kind of this ribbon quilt. I posted a layout for it the other day, and it was actually the owner's idea. All those ribbons are different colors, so we're using different color thread in there. I don't normally do that. I try when I'm doing for hire to just use one color of thread, but that was really a great idea, I thought, on her part. And then on the back on that one, I'm using variegated thread because it's white fabric, so it's turning out really, really cool. Over here, this is just an absolutely spectacular, kind of like a snail's trail type of thing. I mean, these little guys right here, I mean, look at, that's like the size of my thumb. I mean, just absolutely fantastic. All right, you guys, phew. That was awesome. Thank you for joining me as always. Keep watching. Go ahead and grab the latest YouTube content that we put up. Mr. MK mentioned about that new content that I tagged onto my Pantos session. Paul, did you get that on the standard session as well?
We'll work on that.
Okay, so right now that extra tag has only been added to the premium version, but we will work on that. And watch for Mr. MK's webinars for more information about this syncing tool. And those webinars are probably going to have a small fee attached to them just so that we can, you know, help Mr. MK for his time. But also, I just feel like when there's a little bit of a price tag on it, people show up and they don't want to lose there, even if it's $5 or $10, right?
There's a limited number of seats.
Yeah, it's going to be a limited number of seats. So all of you guys who volunteered to help Mr. MK kind of test out this product, watch for that, and then you're probably going to want to hop on one of those webinars. All right, you guys, it's Christmas decorating weekend for us. I'm fixing to probably throw in the towel early here today and get on out of here. So until next week, everyone, from my studio to yours, it's MK. Happy quilting. Bye-bye.